How are you?
Great. How are you? What's going on?
Nothing new since I've seen you. I ate at Antonio. I've never been in. Somebody told me it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Good.
14.
Who'd you go with? Anyone?
Just me.
Just you? Oh, you know what? I should have invited you.
Oh, it was great. I was the mayor, went around a little bit. Yeah, but really full day. Yeah. So I didn't leave there till late. Hi there.
How do you go, Bob? Restroom before this.
Grab one of them.
Missed an opportunity to be with you and Ralph. Hey, God. No way I'd miss this. You can go home. You can come back. 10:30. When I was 5.
What's your favorite place around? Oh yeah, you go there often. Yeah. They're from the same part of Italy that my aunt and my wife's family's from.
I was surprised. I had
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right, good evening, and we'll call the meeting to order.
Roll call.
Mr. Baccarino? Ms. Comer? Present. Mr. Green? Here. Mr. List? Mr. Sadowski?
Here.
Mr. Stevens?
Present.
Ms. Vogt? Here. Mr. Warner?
Here.
Camp present.
I'm present. Adoption of the agenda.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Comer, support by Mr. List. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Item number 4, discussion and rate proposed 2011-2012 fiscal year City of Warren budget.
Okay, first of all, before we get started, a piece of paper was just passed out, excuse me. That came from Mr. Wire from the Building Authority so that we would have accurate, the most recent information that they had in regards to what the interest and the total principal was going to be paid. For us to compare that to what's being proposed in the budget and also just for our records over the next several years. It goes through 2017 on the bond payments. So everybody should have gotten a copy of that. I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that I did speak with Henry Bowman at our last committee of the whole in regards to the budget. We had all seemed to work pretty cooperatively and thought about having a working session, or this be more of a working session for council members in regards to the budget. I asked for a whiteboard or a chalkboard of some type to work from that aspect, and he said that they do not currently have any that are mobile. So we were not able to get that for the meeting. Just want to make that notation. So I don't know if there is anyone that would like to initiate comments, or if we want to structure this in a way that, you know, do we want to make a chart or a list of, you know, what the proposals are, where we're at, you know, a preliminary priority list. I'm looking for direction from the council in the way that they'd like to see this handled. Ms. Vogt?
Thanks, Madam Chair. Number one priority is that we have a lot more budget.
Council Secretary Stowski, I'm gonna ask if you don't mind, can you use this sheet of paper? If you need more, I have more. And you can do an individual list of items. And kind of see where we're at from there. There's chairs up. Yeah, I don't. Anybody have any? Thank you. They're bringing some more chairs in for everyone. Okay. Do you have any other comments, Ms. Bode?
That's municipal priority, that's priority for me. I don't know how the rest of council feels about the one that.
Any other?
I'll chime in on that. I think
Phyllis?
we do need a line item budget. I think if we pass this budget, we need to pass a resolution that's saying that there could be no ownership without it coming back to the council. We can take a budget of 60.
2/3 vote.
2/3 vote, 5 out of 7.
Madam Chair, I agree with that. No more in the budget.
Anyone else for a comment?
Well, I had my proposals that I made at the last meeting, that was to fully levy the police and fire millage, which would bring in about $3.5 million, and to reduce the gross benefits of the appointed staff, anybody making more than $50,000 by 15%. Reduce the salaries of the elected officials by 15%. I know that under the ordinances, it's the compensation board that makes that decision, and then it leaves up to the council to essentially reach out. I think we need to amend that ordinance or make a recommendation to the compensation committee to take this reduction of appointed
Appointed or elected?
compensation.
Appointed or elected?
What was the
Elected
elected?
and appointed.
It was the same.
Yeah.
So it's elected and appointed.
Yeah.
Does that include healthcare costs too,
Total compensation. I also believe that there are 5 appointed positions that could be eliminated. And I'm looking for that note right now, but I don't have those approved. I don't have it in front of me right now. That's all right.
Mr. Lewis, I think you listed out 4 items. I was only able to record 3. I have fully levied the police and fire millage.
That's one, reduce appointment compensation by 15%.
Okay, and that was with the elected officials.
Yeah.
And then the
If
5
they're over
appointed.
50,000.
If they're over 50,000, I won't be doing it under 50,000. Then
Eliminate 5.
eliminate 5 appointed positions.
Just for clarification in regards to the over 50,000, that's in salary alone?
Salary won't do that, yeah.
Okay, that's the
Not total
benchmark for this.
compensation.
Okay.
Health insurance is usually over 17,000. And to not approve the additional secretary of the mayor's office. In the budget, the mayor's requesting an additional secretary.
At 15% on top of over 50,000.
So not on appointed or elected. Not on elected, but on appointed.
Just appointed.
50,000.
So it would be just reduce the elected by 50% regardless.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Cromartie?
Councilman Lewis, you also, last time, if I remember correctly, you talked about a hiring freeze.
Oh.
That was another thing that was mentioned. And line item. The other thing is through the chair to the controller, I think at our last budget hearing, we asked for a breakdown on the elimination of the positions and what kind of impact that was going to have on the budget. And I have not received any emails on that.
I sent you guys 2 emails, one with the list of all the employees that took the buyout, and the second one was the list of, by fund, what a percent concession would be due in terms of dollars. Those were the 2 items that I sent to all 9 members of council.
I understand that. We were talking about the positions that are eliminated in individual departments and how that was going to impact the budget. That was another question that was asked.
Okay, I apologize, I don't remember having that one as an assignment. Can you please explain to me exactly what you want so I can get it for you?
Okay, we had certain positions that were being eliminated out of the budget. We were talking about the savings that were coming from those eliminations and what the total impact would be, because some people had talked about bumping rights.
Which positions are you referring to? Are you referring to the 2 in DPW, the 1 in treasury, and the 1 in assessing?
Correct.
Those 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And and chief of training and fire was the additional one.
I'm sorry, chief of
Training.
Training.
In the fire department. The other thing that we had talked about was the station closings and overtime, because there was a considerable change in the overtime. I think there was over 300,000 that was cut out of that. There's some of my notes here on that too. There's a couple other things that I had too. I'll yield the floor to someone else, but those were just some of the other additional things that I remember.
Any other comments from council members? I have a couple of items that I would. This is a general question to council members. In regards to looking over the budget, and again, in fire particularly, last year, the budget was, as it was presented, had 121 people in the manpower portion. Council, by a majority vote, increased that to 126. The budget that's proposed now is taking it down to 120. So, fire department. And I'm just, I'm just stating what's stated in there. They're not running at that. They only have 115 as the last notice I've gotten as far as on hand.
Yep.
They had to hit 118, and then if they fell below that, they weren't obligated to come back up. So I guess my question is, we saw a need, or a majority, regardless of who that may have been, saw a need to take that number to 126. What basis are we using now to drop down to 120? If in the previous budget as it was presented said 121, and council took the action to move it to 126, is it the intention that we will allow it as it's now presented to go to 120? I mean, do we no longer feel those 6 from one year to the next?